Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to all of the paying members of my Patreon channel. Your support is necessary, and without you, none of this is possible. I also like to give a special shout out to Daddy Dame for the $20 donation. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, Cash App and PayPal are available. Just be sure to let me know in the For section if it's okay for me to thank you publicly, or else I'll assume you'll want to remain anonymous.
Longhorn is no longer facing charges in a sexual assault case in Collin County. A grand jury decided not to indict Isaiah Bond. He turned himself into Frisco police in April on an outstanding warrant, and according to the affidavit, a woman alleges what started as a consensual encounter turned to assault after she asked Bond to stop, but he didn't. Bond went undrafted in the recent NFL draft, but announced he signed with the Cleveland Browns moments after this news broke. We have reached out to the team and the prosecutor for comment, and we'll update you as soon as we hear back.
So I want to talk about this Isaiah Bond situation. I don't like it. Now, for those who don't know, Isaiah Bond is a young man, a football player, a wide receiver coming out of Texas. Back in February, he met up with a girl he met on Instagram. And according to her, they had relations. And the relation started off as consensual, but then he did an act that was unconsensual or non-consensual. She then said he offered an NDA and some money, which she rejected. Then 2 months later, he was arrested and charged with non-consensual relations, just 2 weeks before the NFL draft. And as a result of that arrest, he wasn't drafted because teams thought that he could potentially be going to prison for a long time, and so naturally they didn't want to invest, burn a pick, or spend money on a guy that could be in jail. But earlier this week, a grand jury cleared him, and he signed a rookie free agent deal with the Cleveland Browns. Now everyone is running around saying this is good news, but I think it's terrible because Bond was projected to be a second or third round pick, meaning he could have been making about $2 million a year. But now, because he's signing as a rookie free agent, he's making about $800,000, which is terrible in comparison. But still you get these idiots saying,
well, if he works hard, he can make the money back. He'll get a second contract.
And that's BS, because you don't get that time and money back. Let's say he does get to that second contract. The Browns are not going to give him extra money because they feel bad for him. No, they're going to give him market value, and they're not going to care about the money that he missed out on 3 years ago. But that's if he even gets to the second contract. You see, there are politics in the NFL. If you're a draft pick, if you're a high draft pick, say like you're a first rounder, second rounder, third rounder, teams will invest in your development. But if you're a rookie free agent and you struggle, they don't care. You're expendable. They will cut you if you can't keep up. And speaking of keeping up, that's the problem. You see, players have been practicing since May, while he hasn't been doing anything. And the season starts 3 weeks from now. So even though he's signing with the Browns, he's behind the 8 ball because he's going to have to get in shape. B, he's going to have to get in playing shape. And 3, he's going to have to learn the offense and build chemistry with the quarterback, which are all things he has not had time to do. So he's going to have a hard time making the team, and he's going to have an even harder time getting in the rotation. And so that's why, to me, I don't see this as being good news. Because again, he's not going to make the money that he should be making. There's no reason for the team to invest in him, and he's going to have to fight uphill to make the roster. And the whole thing makes me angry because this happened before with another athlete named Sean Oakman. About 10 years ago, he was accused of non-consensual relations.
They slandered my name. They fired my coach. And I felt like all that was on me. I was a leader of Baylor, of Waco, of the community that I was in, and they took us down from the top.
And he actually went to trial, and it took 3 years for him to clear his name. And by the time he was eligible, A lot of teams thought he was too old, and so he never got his NFL shot. He never got an opportunity to make millions. And that's what really pisses me off, because it seems like the girl won. It's like she wanted to go out there and hurt his career, which she did. And because we have no laws on the books against women who falsely accuse men, she won't face any charges. And unless he releases her name, which I don't think he will, she'll remain anonymous. So she got everything she wanted, with no risk to her. And that's all I have to say about it. What's your take?
When you first sent me this story, I was just thinking to myself, not again. We just got finished looking at Shannon Sharpe get fleeced for millions of dollars from a Jane Doe crying "Me Too." But however, I do realize that, like the oldest profession, this situation is never going to go away in our lifetime. Me Too groupies are never going to stop targeting athletes and prominent men to trap them with babies and to fleece them for everything they have. Now, I looked up Isaiah Bonds and I saw that he is a jaw-dropping 21 years old. He is so young. He's already seeing firsthand, without even being officially in the NFL, that this Jane Doe groupie he was dealing with wasn't just looking for a wild ride on the Bronco. This chick actually wanted to look out for herself and ruin him financially when she didn't get what she wanted up front. And yeah, she was targeting to get back at him. And she succeeded. What really burns me up is the fact that these ladies are never held accountable. They are never given jail time, and they're just given free range to level false allegations, lies, and slander on these men. They're never having to give their identity out and put them on blast for lying. And it just makes the situation so much worse for innocent victims. And people are not believing them now because of ladies like these Jane Does in the Shannon Sharpe case and this Isaiah Bond situation and many more. And it diminishes the real allegations against guilty parties, because the innocent parties have to work harder to prove their credibility and to get these real cases looked at and taken seriously. But these devious women never ever think about what they're doing to hurt innocent women. They're only caring about themselves and their agenda to get back at the athlete or superstar that didn't give them what they wanted up front. And I want to also say that I am glad that this case was thrown out pretty quickly and it got the short work and was dismissed with prejudice, which means that this transactional groupie cannot come back at him in court for a second time to get any money out of him. It's over and done with. So that's a good thing. But Layman, you made a great point about looking deeper into the situation and that this is not a real victory for him. Sure, we're happy that he wasn't sentenced to prison time like a lot of other men before him had to deal with, and he's able to enter the league and has been given a contract by the Cleveland Browns, and that the team is willing to have faith in him and give him a second chance because he's an outstanding athlete. That's undeniable. But this Jane Doe has hobbled his long-term earnings with her lies and slander, causing him to miss the draft. And like you said, in a short NFL career, and it has catastrophic ramifications for this young man, because not only has he lost months of getting in with his team and doing the training and everything, he's taken a big hit in his bank account. And yeah, like you said, in the grand scheme of things, that's revenge enough for her. Also, the Jane Doe that was dealing with Shannon Sharpe, she's being protected. And yeah, she sued for $50 million. She still walked away with a $23 million payday, which is close enough to me. She even retired from OnlyFans in grand fashion because it was a mission accomplished moment for her. So the damage is already done to Shannon Sharpe and Isaiah. So that's my point of view on the situation, Layman.
Thank you for watching this chapter of the Layman's Journal. But before you go, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel of today's guest host. The link will be in the description as well as the upper right-hand corner of the screen. This is the Layman's Journal. I'm out.